Jeep is Michigil, and I've been re-watching a lot of Gaijin Goomba's culture shocks. And now that I've finally seen Moana, I thought about the original world maybe having Motunui, Kauai, and Destiny Islands in close proximity. For those of you who don't know, Kauai is the home island of Lilo and Stitch. It's this island right here. Furthermore, Motunui is a real place in the South Pacific in our real world. However, it's not an island all its own, it's a stone sitting on the shoals of Easter Island. Since Disney has made most of its animated features taking place somewhere in our real Earth, I'm going to use it as a geographical model for the whole world of Kingdom Hearts. Geographically putting Destiny Islands between Hawaii and Easter Island could be considered a challenge, considering it takes an entire day to travel between these two places by airplane. So what I need to deduce, of course, is which island it is closer to. I tried Venn diagramming Destiny... What is this? Get that out of here. Something, however, kept stumping me. The Paopu tree. I realized at first that might seem redundant. I mean, it says right there on the wiki page that it resembles a starfruit. But being the overthinker that I am, I searched a lot further than most fans dared to go. And what I found confused me even more. We don't have much to go on when analyzing the Paopu tree or the fruit, but we know it grows on the kind of island that can grow coconuts, which narrows down our search to a humid tropical environment. However, the starfruit, or Avaroa carambola, isn't actually indigenous to the Pacific Islands. It was cultivated there, as well as South Africa, Florida, Haiti, India, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, China, Mexico, Puerto Rico, and I could go on and on. But its cultivation is so spread out that pinpointing an origin in its history is impossible. On the plus side, no part of this fruit is inedible. You don't even have to peel off the skin, and it's extremely juicy. Doesn't help us here, since we don't have a description as to how the Paopu fruit actually tastes. While this is all well and good, I couldn't draw any parallels between the two other than their shape. Finding any meaningful folk traditions surrounding the star fruit was impossible. Seriously, all that came up was Asian salad recipes. What's more, the trunk and leaves of the Paopu tree are of that of a leaning palm tree rather than a star fruit tree. So I ran through a list of palm fruits, and all that stood out to me was the ever-popular banana tree. This search again turned up with little more than recipes, but when I asked about the cultural history and what it symbolizes to the various regions where it grows, I did manage to find a folk tradition in Thailand about a ghost who haunts the banana trees. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but Nang Tani is a ghost who stirs in the woods, punishing men who wrong women or providing aid and good fortune to traveling monks. So strong is the people's belief in her that trees that are said to be haunted by her are made offerings to with fine silk, incense, sweets, and trinkets. A third search for a real-life equivalent to the Paopu tree turned up fruitless.
Stupid computer!
But I realized I was being too specific. I took another listen to the legends told by Aqua, Kairi, and Selfie about the Paopu fruit. While Aqua is convinced that the shape alone holds the symbolism of connection, Selfie explains that it's the act of sharing the fruit with another person that makes the legend real. As for Kairi, it seems she believes it works both ways. Not only does she make a wayfinder out of Thalassa shells, but the drawing in the secret place tells us she believes in the powerful act of sharing the fruit as well. I started thinking at this point that maybe the symbolism has nothing to do with the fruit, but with the shape. I looked for the significance of stars in the traditions of the Pacific Island peoples. And of course, I kept finding maps and Polynesian canoes with documentaries about the wayfinders that inspired the voyagers in Moana. This might sound like pop culture getting in the way, but it hit me after like the 7th search. Wayfinders are guided by the stars. And in every culture, cosmic forces such as stars are somehow linked with the destinies of mankind. So tying the concepts of destiny and guidance with a star-shaped anything makes perfect sense. All well and good, however, these traditions apply to any number of cultures, so it doesn't narrow my search at all. But maybe this does. Take this as you will, but Riku and Moana share very similar stories. Both spent most, if not all, of their formative years looking out to the ocean and tried in their own ways to leave their islands. They were both encouraged by someone to voyage beyond their reefs and their limitations, and eventually saved their homes from a spreading darkness with the help of a lovable trickster. It's also noteworthy that Riku, speaking of a boy who left the islands, may not just be alluding to Xehanort's origin. We see in the film that leaving their home islands to discover new lands was once some kind of tradition among Moana's ancestors. With the vast amount of ocean and space between these three islands, I have no definitive answer. But I did walk away from this having learned something not only about Polynesia, but about symbolism. Now, I'm inspired to take a look at the traditions of my own heritage under a completely new light. In fact, I'ma start right now.